So let's get to Mahomes Brady, because that was a big thing surrounding this too. Ironic with Tom Brady calling the game, but
yeah,
if the Chiefs got that three-peat, that enters that team, this quarterback, this head coach, that's dynasty talk and then some. First ever they would have been to three-peat. That would have entered them into the conversation. Where do they stack up with the Patriots? But with Mahomes versus Brady, Brady was never blown out in a Super Bowl. This is the second time it's happened to Mahomes. 31-9, lost to the Bucs.
That's right.
And then today, 40-22. Look at Brady's 3 losses. 2007, Patriots had a 14-10 lead in the fourth quarter. 2011, they had a 17-12 lead late in the game. 2017, they put up 32 points. It was just a massive scoring game. And they ended up losing 41-32 to the Eagles and Nick Foles in ridiculous plays. But they had the lead late. Brady put him in position to win. The defense blew it for him in 3 separate Super Bowls. For Mahomes, it's been the offense letting him down in his 2 losses. That's what makes it so interesting in this. Look, you have Mahomes with 2 MVPs. He obviously has 3 rings already, but he's now 3-2 in the big game. Tom Brady in his career, 7-3 in the Super Bowl. All 3 losses come in the Patriots. Perfect with the Buccaneers. It's just, what Mahomes is doing is unreal. He's not even 30 yet. But that mountaintop that Tom Brady sits on is so insurmountable. It has to make you press pause on this and go, the structure of the Chiefs, you get away with the shoddy wide receiver game for back-to-back rings, Kadarius Toney, Mecole Hardman, whoever it may be, the nobodies they've had in that room. But the offensive line has to be put together. You can't joke around with that. And it just so shows how difficult it is. It really is to win it. Mahomes most talented. Brady's still the GOAT.
Yeah, listen, three-peat or not, I had already gone on record as saying that the Mahomes-Brady who's the GOAT stuff is too premature from a Patrick Mahomes standpoint, even if he had three-peated. At the end of the day, Brady beat you twice when it counted, okay, both with the Patriots and with the Bucs in the Super Bowl. That's going to be hard to overcome in terms of the GOAT talk. So I think all that is put to bed now when you don't three-peat. The only shot Mahomes has to be considered greater than Tom Brady is to have more rings than him. He must become the Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
And even then, if he were to accomplish that, which I don't think he will, you would still say, well, Brady beat him head-to-head still, right? So in the end, what this means to me, it's less about Mahomes and Brady, because I never thought that was a real debate. I think it shows how hard it is to three-peat. I mean, even in
Patriots couldn't do it in 03, 04, 05.
In recent memory, Kobe and Shaq three-peated. I know Jeter and some of those great Yankee
into the
teams
90s,
did.
into 2000s.
It's just really tough to do in sports, no matter what sport it is. Especially football, because it's meant to be, it's set up for parity and all that kind of stuff. I just think it's very difficult to do. I do not believe Mahomes is greater or will be greater than Tom Brady unless he gets more rings, and I don't see that happening. I tell you, it really hurt. I thought if the Chiefs were able to three-peat, I thought Andy Reid would have a real case to be the GOAT coach if he doesn't already over Belichick.
3 playoff wins away from tying Belichick.
Right, but,
needs 3 more rings.
This one hurts his legacy a bit, too. I think that Chiefs dynasty in totality, not just Patrick Mahomes, I think this iteration of the Chiefs dynasty really took an L here by not being able to three-peat and the way they lost. They didn't just lose, to a field goal, heartbreak city. You got dominated. It almost feels like, again, this current iteration of the Chiefs dynasty could be coming to a close here. Travis Kelce looks old and slow and washed. I'm sorry. Andy Reid's not getting any younger. Mahomes, again, going back to that formula now, copycat league, or teams like, listen, we need to load up defensive linemen here and get after this kid. So this could be the beginning of sort of that long in-between championships reign that we saw Brady go through as well.
Between 04 and 2014.
It could happen, and we'll see how Mahomes responds to it.
Mahomes is going to get there. He's not 30
Going to
yet.
get where?
7 rings. I'm going to push back on that.
I don't know.
It shows how difficult it is to even get into that area code, let alone to that level. But Mahomes had his talent, and he's only 29.
Yeah.
That's what always stands out to me. He did this they had a left guard playing left tackle in Joe Tooney.
Yeah.
Jawan Taylor at right tackle was a complete liability all season long. This is after that loss to the Buccaneers. Brett Veach, the GM of the Chiefs, went to Mahomes and said, "I'm going to get you help. I'm never going to do this to you again." With the offensive line talk. Well, he did it to him, right?
Yeah.
That's where they go and they hit reset. Think about how good this defense is, how young it is. Trent McDuffie, Leo Chenal, key pieces on that. I don't think Spagnuolo's going anywhere. Andy Reid, 66. I feel like as long as he's got his Ferrari in the garage and Mahomes, he's going to stick with them next 5 or 6 years or so. As long as he's got it, it's going to be difficult, but I got to push back on that. He's only 29. He has 3 rings. He's been to 5 Super Bowls. It's just the same of, and Brady said it earlier in the week, Chiefs better win this one. Because all Mahomes is going to hear about.
Yeah.
All Kelsey. You know what? All Kelsey's going to hear about. When he's getting into the Hall of Fame one day. Yeah, well, his last Super Bowl he played in, he had 2 really bad drops, and he was ineffective. He was literally a nobody. Hey, they got to win this because all you hear about is your losses. The losses will be louder, but when he's good, he looks like the best to ever play the position. Brady beat you before the snap. Brady beat you before you even got into the arena on Sunday. Saturday night, he's wrapping up film and study. He has you beat. He knows you better than you do. Mahomes after the snap. That's what makes him great. It's 2 different types of quarterbacks. He's still going. I believe he's going to get to that 7th ring. I would not put it away, which is, trust me, absurd to say. Absolutely insane for me to say someone else will get to 7 rings, but I think he will get there.
Well, we're going to see how it looks.
Yeah.
Because outside of Xavier Worthy, I mean, listen, all these guys are a little bit long in the tooth, even his receivers. You know, DeAndre Hopkins looked old and slow to me. I mean, all these guys, the running back, Hunt, Pacheco, all of them. The offensive line. I just think like this is an older team, and you're right about Mahomes being the Ferrari in the garage. But what are the pieces around him if he's going to get all these rings? That's what I need to see. I don't think Andy Reid's going to be there. To your point, you know, yes, he's going to coach as long as he can, but he's not going to be there the rest of Patrick Mahomes' career.
Yeah.
I don't – look, I hear you, and obviously he's great enough to get 7, but I think I would bet against it at this point. The other thing with Mahomes that I'm interested to see – you know, Brady, man, it was like wheatgrass and beet shakes. Like, you know, Mahomes likes Bud Lights and
gotta
like,
take care of that body.
Yeah,
too.
like he's got some dad bod action. Like, let's see how he does longevity wise. He took a lot of hits in this Super Bowl.
Yeah.
That's for damn sure.
Yeah,
I never saw Brady take this many hits, not in a Super Bowl. So we'll see what happens.
5 of the last 6 Super Bowls, Mahomes has been in it.
Yeah,
he's Thanos today, man.
No one in the AFC can beat him, George. Maybe his kryptonite is the Eagles. We'll see. Maybe he sees them again.
You know how baffling that is.
Right.
That hit. The only team that could beat him is in the other conference.
Maybe.
And we got to see of this core what the Eagles can bring back.
Yeah. This
changes moving forward. Just the timeline of the Eagles. The best thing to happen to Mahomes was facing the Bills in the AFC Championship game. I said this is going to be a reset year for the Bills. They have to shed a lot of cap. Defense got old. They got to do a rebuild thing. Soft reset, though. They still got Josh Allen. They'll win 10 games. Worst thing to happen to the Bills is getting to the AFC Championship game. They got Sean McDermott 2 more years. But getting Sean McDermott 2 more years in Buffalo, best thing for the Chiefs in Kansas City. Because they could beat them any day of the week.